Veterans instinctively want their their claim as fast as possible. Some want to skip the intent to file step altogether. And I always provide a word of caution, and I say, don't rush to failure. Most often, the fastest claim is not the strongest claim. So welcome back. My name is Mike. I am a 28-year Army combat veteran who also served several years as a county VSO. And so today we're going to talk about what I called step 3 in the claims development process. And that's where we will analyze, prioritize, and develop each potential disability so we get it to a point where it is claim ready. Note, as before, this is not legal advice, just me sharing my experience and my knowledge as a county veteran service officer. So let's get started. So first, I'd like to do a quick review. The methodology I use that I called the three-legged stool is a solid claim is built on 3 legs. First leg is credible military service. 2, the second leg is a current and medically verifiable disability. And 3 is the bridge, the nexus, the connectivity that shows your service caused your disability. So within that process, I identified steps. Obviously, step 1, which we covered previously, is the intent to file. The second step, which was our previous video, is the identification of all potential items that may be disabilities. And this brings us to step 3, where we analyze, prioritize, and develop. So a couple of notes. What I'm sharing is a process. It's just a methodical process to go through for you to build your claim so that you cover all steps, that you provide all the evidence and all the facts that ensures that your claim is the strongest it can be when you make your initial claim, when you actually file. Like I said before, we want you, when you come up to bat, to hit a home run, not to strike out looking. Note 2, each potential disability I identify as a line of effort. It has its own pathway and it has its own timeline. Some may move very fast, some may move very slow due to the time and the steps needed to make that disability claim ready. So you'll have different disabilities that may be in different steps of the actual process. So now let's look at step 3. That's where we analyze, prioritize, and then develop. First is analyze. So I asked the veteran, it says, okay, of all the disabilities and potential disabilities that you've identified, place them into 3 separate categories. 1, strong, where you are very confident, you have the knowledge, even the evidence that this is service connected. Second is moderate to possible that this is service connected. There may be some more tests, there may be a diagnosis, there may be some information. This could be a secondary disability. It could be one that's just you haven't diagnosed yet. And then the third category is unknown. And a lot of times those are the ones where you just have symptoms at this point. You haven't actually even started the process of getting an actual diagnosis. So with that, with the analysis, no conditions are eliminated at this point. All the ones that you identified in step 2 are still valid, are still actually in play. Now from this analysis, we go into prioritize. Now, as we said, when you file your intent to file, you have 1 year to develop and submit your actual claim. The clock is actually ticking. A year may seem like a long time, but a lot of times when you have multiple steps to determine and to obtain an official diagnosis and possibly a treatment record, it goes faster than you really realize. For an example, you have an issue, you go to your primary caregiver to seek a diagnosis. They inform you that this needs to be referred to a specialist. So thus they have to schedule a follow-on appointment with another specialist somewhere else. You go to that meeting. That specialist says, well, we need to do certain testing. We may need to do an MRI. So they have to schedule that. And then after the MRI, you got to wait to come back to see what the actual diagnosis is and then possibly start a treatment record. This could take weeks, if not months, to complete this actual process. So when we prioritize, I tell the veteran, let's prioritize. You know, a lot of times there's some of this may have to come out of pocket. Some of it may be covered by insurance. If some of you in the VA system covered by the VA, is prioritize on the ones that you think are service connected. Develop those, since service connectivity is the reason that most claims fail, or the inability to prove the service connectivity. So we want to get those prioritized first. So after prioritization, that's when you go through the actual steps. That's when you may have to see your primary caregiver, try to get the diagnosis, try to get the treatment schedule, get all of those to develop so those are claim ready. Again, another note, this is still the leg 2 of the claims process. We're not going to leg 3 yet. We are building that every disability you have is clearly, without a doubt, when you show the VA that it is current and it's medically verifiable. You have the appointments, you have the x-rays, you have the diagnosis, you have the treatment plan, you have all these. So this leg is very, very solid. So that's when you go, that's what happens during the develop phase. So some key principles of this, just to go over those again, is each disability is a line of effort. It's independent. It progresses on its own pathway, on its own timeline. Some will go through steps 2, 3, and 4 very quickly. Some will go through at a slower rate. Remember, you analyze independently for each disability. You prioritize based upon potential service connectivity, and then develop toward what I call that it's claim ready, that it's medically verifiable without a question. No one can challenge that this disability does not exist. As we bring each disability to claim ready, then we start moving toward the third leg, what I'll call step 4. And that's what we'll cover in the next video. And that is building the bridge, service connectivity. On a previous video, I've discussed service connectivity, if you'd like to go back and review that one. But this, as we go into step 4, will be the most important step because it's the most elusive. So again, I'd like to thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your service. If there's any comments or any questions or any other videos and subjects you'd like me to cover, please put them in the comments below. Thank you.